Elon Musk is a worm I like to shoot spitballs and throw tomatoes at from time to time because he is a jaw-droppingly embarrassing specimen of pure cringe that it is impossible to fight the urge to clown on him. Yet, whenever I do, and whenever anyone mentions Elon in a less than flattering way, you will have the most unlovable Cro-Magnon swarm you, dogpiling like it's World War Z zombies, to try and defend Elon from whatever the slight criticism or jokes were about him. These gonad gobblers will always blow my mind because I don't understand this brain-off worship of Elon Musk. Everything they hype him up to be, he is the opposite. He is not cool. He generates AI images of himself where he's not like this meatball-shaped man. He is not for free speech like they like to hype him up as. He's not a champion of free speech by any means. In fact, I personally think he is someone that is firmly against it in almost every single instance. Like, he personally banned the word cis. He actively bans things that hurt his feelings, and today I think is a great example of that, and hopefully will be a mask-off moment for a lot of people, and open their eyes to the fact that this is not a guy who's for free speech and is not for you. Like, I'm not going to get into it, but do we even need to talk about the H-1B take? Like, come on. He's not looking to hire you. He doesn't want to know you. He doesn't want to employ you. He wants the cheapest labor, and he wants everyone to be constantly fondling his sack and being really, really nice to him because he's our special boy. It's so embarrassing. So, what I want to talk about today is what I think should be a very clear example of how Elon uses his power and where he actually stands on free speech. He is having a textbook crash out over gaming. Earlier this week, Quinn made a beautiful video that's breaking down the fact that Elon Musk is not the one who piloted his Path of Exile 2 account to the top of the leaderboard. It's not a conspiracy, it's not grasping at straws. When you finish that video, and I highly recommend you watch the whole video, it will be very clear, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Elon Musk was not the one who actually got the account to where it was. He instead gets permission from the boosters to play on it and flex it for his Twitter streams. He didn't know the very basic fundamentals of the game. However, I will say that his catastrophe of a stream, while trying to show how great he is at gaming, was enough to make me get back into grinding Path of Exile 2, because I've been slow rolling it for a while. I was still on cruel difficulty, but then watching Elon the bumbling buffoon try and play Path of Exile was like actual rage bait to get me to go back in and grind hard. So now I'm up to tier 3 waystones in the end game. It's so fucking fun. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The point is, Elon Musk knew nothing about the game. It was very clear. And the big thing about it wasn't even that he had someone boosting his account for him. It's that he was just in this complete denial and trying to convince people that he is the best gamer alive. Like, this game's a little too easy. I'm on max difficulty, you know, swagged out mode, and I'm just kind of breezing through it because I'm just that good at games, that kind of thing. It's his reluctance to just be honest about, like, hey guys, I like this game. I don't have time to grind it, so I paid these people to grind it for me so that way I can get to the end game and, you know, play the content I want. It wouldn't have blown up to this degree. I still think that would have been a little silly, and people would have still absolutely made fun of him for it, but to a lesser degree. It just, what's the point? Why are you paying someone to boost your account? If you like the game, why not just play it on your own time, even if it's not that fast, and even if you're not top of the charts? But for Elon, the reason is because he wants everyone to view him as God's gift to humanity. So, like, I'm one of the best gamers, check the stats. And he didn't achieve it. It wasn't him. And when Quinn made this video, it very much hurt Elon, because the gamers that he's trying to appeal to were privy to the fact that he's not the gaming god he claims to be. And that damaged him. So I knew he was going to have a comical response, but I didn't expect it would be this absurd. To set the stage for what happens next, Asman and many others covered Quinn's video, as well as other people's content talking about how it was impossible that Elon was the one that actually played on that account because he is just dog shit and knows nothing about the game. Asman covered this, he talked about it, reacted to the video, and today, Elon went on Twitter and had this to say. Asman behaves like a maverick independent, but in reality has to ask his boss for permission before he can do anything. He is not his own man. He then leaked his DMs with Asman, where he said, this is Asman, I'm going to see if my editors might want to make a second account for it. And then Elon replies, sure. Who are these mysterious editors? He actually sounds like that news anchor. Who is this 4chan? Like, how can someone be this fucking out of touch and stupid? I will never cease to be shocked by the absolute idiot potion this guy seems to be boofing on the daily. Like, how? What do you mean, who are these mysterious editors? Do you not know what editors are? Holy shit. So then, Asman explains, 2 guys, links them, and then they basically run the entire YouTube account, lol. So basically any content I post is edited or uploaded by them, and they can just get a cut of the ad rev. It's a super good system, to be honest. Almost everyone on YouTube does it. And then there's a community note there, which says what should be obvious to anyone with a functioning frontal lobe. Elon Musk seems to think Asmongold is an employee with editors overseeing him. That's incorrect. Asmongold's editors are actually his employees. They edit, upload his content for a revenue share. They don't control what he does. And then Elon Musk proceeds to take away Asmongold's checkmark on Twitter. You remember that thing Elon was like really adamant about, you know, how checkmarks were kind of like weaponized? Hey, Elon, you're doing that. So, the free speech guy, you're taking away his checkmark because he hurt your feelings, fundamentally shadow banning him, because without a checkmark, his replies and his engagement go way down and you won't really see it anymore. You're shadow banning someone who hurt your feelings. Elon is just that fucking sensitive. In fact, sensitive doesn't even really cover it. Like, my cock gets sensitive when it gets sucked for too long. I'm like, ooh, ooh. But, like, that's sensitive. Elon has reached a new level of sensitivity I did not think was even achievable by a human being. It is just fucking flabbergasted by how soft he is. He has all the money in the world, but is beyond insecure to the point that I can't believe he's a real person. This has to be some kind of, like, Android protocol that's been sent from space, from like space Redditors, in order to see like the limits of cringe that can be pushed. Come on! He's talking about editors and then saying Asman needs his editor's permission to post things. He lacks the fundamental understanding not only of Path of Exile 2, but of life! Like, of living as a sentient being. How can you even reach that conclusion? I mean, I know how he reached that conclusion because he is a turbo moron who can't, like, activate neurons and think. So he saw the word editor and made the assumption that it's like the editors that will oversee someone's work in the journalism sector. And he gets these dots, these breadcrumbs that he starts connecting from out of fucking nowhere about how, well, Asman is actually just a pawn of his editors. That's not just wrong, that is just blatant misinformation. He is actively engaging in misinformation, making it seem like Asman has a puppet master above him, these editors, that he has to answer to. And then he abuses his power to take away his checkmark. He is actively doing all of the things he says he is super against, and all of the people say that he hates and will never do. He does it. I don't see how a single Elon Musk nipple-suckling leech could see this and conjure up some kind of excuse for it. There's no mental gymnastics that could possibly exist to justify this behavior. It's the epitome of everything people hate. It's cringe. It's sensitive. It's an abuse of power. His feelings got hurt, so he used his power as the fucking chief general of Twitter to take away his checkmark because he hurt his feelings. And then he goes on to leak DMs. How could you possibly look at that and be like, no, that makes sense. Elon was in the right here. Like, let's say you just love Elon. You know what? I'm not your dad. You can like whoever you want, like whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. But why do you have to like something and then love everything they ever do? Why can't you be more receptive to, like, you know, I really like Elon, but this was a bad look. I didn't like what he did here. I think this was pretty embarrassing. That's called being normal. For some reason, people just can't be normal anymore. If you like something, you have to be obsessed with it. You have to fucking love it. You have to be, like, snorting that drug constantly and shut out and hate everyone who pokes holes in it. It's so weird. I don't know why people want to live their life this way. They just want, like, the black and white. Elon good. Anyone who said Elon not good, they're bad. Elon good. I don't know why people want that. No one likes to think anymore, and with the way the internet's gone, you don't have to think anymore. You can just wait for tweets to tell you what to think, or even ChatGPT to tell you what to think. I guess it's just easier to live your life on, like, drooling autopilot mode. But I would argue that you are doing yourself a huge disservice in life if you just live this way, where even if you really like Elon, whatever, why not just be receptive to the idea that he's not infallible? Maybe he does make mistakes. Maybe he is cringe sometimes. And you can acknowledge that, recognize that, and then at the end of the day, still like him if you want. It just doesn't compute with me. And of course, it's not exclusive to Elon. It's a very normal thing now all of a sudden where if you like something or like someone, anything that is brought up that's negative about it is like the end of the world to you, and then you spend hours a day arguing with bots on Twitter about it and defending the thing you like. I just don't get it. Elon Musk, I think, is just the best example of this phenomenon because his fan base does PR for him as if it's their actual job. Like, they are professional PR drones for Elon that he doesn't even have to pay, because they are in the trenches every single minute of every single day, suckling on him, arguing on his behalf, shutting down any criticisms against him. It's just so embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as Elon himself. So yeah, anyway, I had to talk about this. Because what an incredible response from Elon to just take away Asmon's checkmark and then leak his DMs where he completely misunderstands that editors aren't like his overseers. It's so, oh my god. So yeah, anyway, that's really about it. See ya. I was going to wait a little bit longer before fully diving in on this, but I've talked about it on stream, tickling the subject here and there, with Elon Musk's weirdest lie so far about being a Path of Exile 2 top player. For as long as I can remember, Elon has always touted himself as basically a gaming god, where anytime he picks up the sticks, he becomes one of the best to ever do it. And he's been trying that with Path of Exile 2, puffing out his chest, popping his collar, letting people know that he has one of the top characters in the game. Which he does, except it's very clear from the live stream he did, it's not actually his character. He has one or a team of people that actually pilot this character, and they just give him permission to go on the account to flex it. It's not a hurricane machine conspiracy theory. It is beyond a shadow of a doubt true that Elon Musk does not play this game. His account that he showed is definitely not played by him. And it's very clear through the live stream, which we'll go through in a moment, because Quinn made a great video breaking it all down to show just how obvious it is.
So let's start off with some context. Elon Musk's character is currently level 97, aka rank 12 on hardcore, that's permanent death mode. Currently, what is their highest ranked player? They're level 97, same as Elon Musk. So, I mean, he effectively has been playing, pretty much just doing nothing except playing Path of Exile. So let's just go over some of the things that happened.
The reason I wanted to wait a little longer before diving into the spaghetti and meatballs of this is because I wanted to see Elon's response to it, because I know he's seen it. He is more addicted to social media than an Overwatch gooner. He is glued to this shit 24/7, so I am confident he is well aware that the entire gaming community is privy to his fraudulent claims of being one of the top Path of Exile players, and I just wanted to see how he would tackle that, because his responses are always glorious. It's always the most cringe shit imaginable, where he posts like an AI photo of himself as Iron Man. I am Irony Man. You call yourself the Joker, yet you can't take a joke. Ironic. And I wanted to see him do some garbage like that for this, but he hasn't yet, and I just really want to talk about it, because it is so clownish.
And he opens up his bank, and he goes to a tab called Elon's Maps, which immediately is a little bit of a red flag, because I don't know why you would refer to yourself in third person, but okay, he does that. He then proceeds to walk up to his map device and go to put a map in. The literal first thing you learn upon getting to the end game is how to operate this map device. You're going to start off at a node, and then from that node you can go to adjacent connected maps. Now, Elon, he's trying to click.
Oh, he's trying to do the map that's not in the chain.
He's just clicking a map repeatedly, trying to access it. He was not eligible to enter that map.
I just want you guys to understand, this is one of the highest level hardcore characters in the game. He would have played thousands of maps at this point.
I don't know how many of you have ever subjected yourself to the torture of trying to watch an Elon Musk stream, but they are agonizing when he tries to stream a game, because it's like 30 minutes of actual nothing burgers where he will sit there AFK and all you get is just background noise. The banging of pans sounds like shit falling over. It's like listening to Legos exploding, and then he'll like occasionally talk and he's still doing nothing, and then maybe he'll do like briefly one map. Watching Snoop Dogg stream when he left and just left it running for like a day was more entertaining than trying to sit through an Elon Musk Twitter stream. They're fucking brutal. So Quinn, going through this, cut out a lot of that. And when he's actually trying to play the game, he doesn't know what he's doing. So what he's showing here is he has that tab called Elon's Maps, which is a weird thing to do, but he's a quirky guy. Maybe he refers to himself in the third person. You could maybe try and conjure up some kind of argument there, because he is just so peculiar as an individual that he would do that. But the big smoking gun in this intro is that he doesn't even know how to use the in-game map. He doesn't know what he's doing. Like, I'm not even to that point in the game, yet looking at that map, I can tell you what is and is not accessible just through the basic understanding of how games work. He is clicking on a grayed out node. He is repeatedly clicking on it, expecting something different to happen. It's fucking grayed out, goofball. You clearly can't go there yet. But he doesn't understand it.
Anyone who's level 97 is, and you know, we're talking one of the most efficient players in the game, period. There is no way you would do that. Why just like sitting there like some sort of geriatric old man clicking this node, expecting something to happen, and then he finally kind of gives up after a while, and then realizes his mistake. We then get a look at his inventory. So Elon Musk is stuck going into the map and with full bags. If you're an efficient player, you're going to clear a map, you're going to loot the valuable items.
And you're going to sell the trash, keep the good stuff, salvage the bad stuff. Everyone knows that. It's not just being an efficient player, it's just being a player in general. Elon Musk goes into it with a full inventory. You don't have to be a Path of Exile player to know that that's pretty stupid. If you're playing a game that revolves around getting loot, why would you go in with no ability of collecting loot? It doesn't make sense. Unless, of course, you're Elon, who doesn't actually play the game and can't wrap his head around that concept that, you know, having a full inventory kind of defeats the whole purpose. You'd want to get rid of your trash. Or if all of that is just treasure, just absolute beautiful loot you don't want to part with, you'd put it in your stash. You wouldn't take it into the map with you because you need the space in your inventory. That is like actual basics. And he's already failing on the most fundamental aspects of playing not only this game, but any games even similar to it. It's actually a rookie mistake that I myself was making when I was first starting this game, where I was just taking unnecessary shit with me. I didn't realize just how quick and easy it was to just go store it or sell it. You can just click a single button, it'll make a portal to the town, and you can just sell it and then go right back through that portal to where you were. You don't lose any time or anything. It's not a hassle or a chore, and it's something that once you start playing the game, you become privy to. But Elon Musk doesn't really play this game, it seems, yet somehow has one of the top accounts in the whole fucking hardcore space. How odd.
So what I'm doing here is just boosting my shield before battle via meditation. Meditation before battle is always good.
And he starts killing monsters. He starts obliterating monsters with his character. But what becomes obviously apparent...
Chaos Orb, no loot filter.
Is like, no, he's just running past Chaos Orbs! He just ran past the Chaos Orb!
Chaos Orbs are one of the most important currencies, and they're also really rare. I have about 140 Exalts. I have like 9 Chaos Orbs. Just so you guys understand.
This fucking goober doesn't even have the wherewithal to loot one of the most valuable currencies in the game with a Chaos Orb. So I'm 30 hours deep. I've seen one. I've seen one in 30 hours. And he just runs right by it. He doesn't know the game at all. The only thing he loots are completely meaningless waystones. They're not fully meaningless, but for where he's at in the game, it's not what you'd be prioritizing for loot. But the reason he's clicking the waystones is because those are what's highlighted. Meanwhile, Chaos Orb wasn't highlighted, so in Elon Musk's little, like, caveman brain, not shiny, not need. So he just ignores it. He doesn't know the game.
It's unfathomable for someone to be in the top ranks without loot filter. Yet, Elon Musk, the god gamer, he doesn't play with a loot filter. The only thing Elon does pick up are maps, because the default in-game loot filter highlights those. Those things are worthless. The actual items of value that he should be picking up, that he would have had to pick up in order to get the gear, leave it on the ground. He gets to the boss, he's fighting the boss, and I want to say for about 10 seconds, he sits there and he's out of mana. Mana is a resource in this game where you need it in order to use your abilities. He just sits there, default attacking the boss without activating his mana flask. Anyone who's played the game and understands the character would understand, like, oh, I'm not doing any damage because I'm out of mana.
There's no explanation for him being bad at this character at this level. If he was the one that has been piloting it this whole journey, he would have mastered it. And what Quinn is pointing out is that he clearly hasn't. You can tell from his gameplay. When he's fighting this boss here, he is out of mana for an inexcusably long period of time. In Path of Exile 2, if you go out of mana, if you play League of Legends, you can immediately pop a mana flask and get it back to continue optimizing your DPS. He doesn't do that. His character is juiced out the wazoo, so he's able to get away with being so dog shit. But the fact that he doesn't pop his mana flask for like 10 seconds is crazy to me. And anybody who plays the game. It's not him being some kind of chess master galaxy braining this where he's being frugal with his mana. Well, actually, I made a calculation that it would be suboptimal if I had popped one of my fucking 20 mana flasks at this moment because you wouldn't understand. I'm one of the top players in the game. I'm thinking, well, 5 steps ahead of you. It's just him just being bad. It's him being bad at this character because it's not really his character. Whoever is piloting this account behind the scenes and boosting it lets Elon go on and do these really easy maps where even when he's super shit, he can get away with being bad and not be punished for it.
He then goes on to loot items off the ground. He starts dragging them into his bag. Like, I don't even know how to describe to you how painful that is to anyone who actually plays the game. And his bags are full and he just keeps clicking it over and over and over again. Nobody, not even people who are kind of noobs at the game, do this. I don't even think Elon Musk has done the campaign, honestly.
I also don't think he's finished the campaign, and I'm going to go a step further. I don't think he has ever really played an ARPG to a high level at all, including Diablo. Nobody, I mean actually nobody, is going to drag their loot into their bag once they spend any amount of hours in Path of Exile or Diablo or anything. No one's going to be doing that. That is a mistake that only your grandpappy would make if you sat him down to play this game where you just slowly drag in the loot. Nobody fucking does that. So I really question the authenticity of his claims of being one of the top Diablo players through his own sheer blood, sweat, tears, and elbow grease and cum. I think something similar has been happening for him on Diablo, where he has people behind the scenes playing the game for him, and then he just goes on occasionally to do a couple maps to flex on Twitter streams.
You're also an innovator there.
Yeah, I've played a lot of video games.
You think about like StarCraft, any game where a lot of people are playing. To rise to the top, you have to be exceptional, period, as a human being.
Yeah.
There has to be something exceptional about you.
Yeah.
Are you in the top 20 in the world or top 20 wow, in Diablo?
Yeah.
A ton of people are calling this into question now after watching the Path of Exile stream because those are transferable skills. If you're really good at Diablo, you should at least be pretty good at Path of Exile. And he's just not. And he lacks the basic understanding of ARPG fundamentals. So how the fuck could he be one of the top Diablo players and be this clueless for Path of Exile? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't compute.
His settings on the map transparency are turned on by default. His life values are turned on. All these basic settings that anyone in the top 100 would do, he is not doing. Maps can effectively have different content on them, and that content will be signified by icons on the map. So it could be a map which has an expedition in it, a breach in it, or it could be corrupted. Elon starts looking through the atlas, and he finds a map with, I kid you not, 4 things on it.
There are 4 things there. So this one has a real risk of dying.
4 things. What are those things?
God, dude. 4 things. It's 4 things, dude.
You can't just write this off as him being lazy and trying to put it in layman's terms, because this stream of him flexing his Path of Exile 2 achievements isn't made for, you know, your uncle or something who's a big Elon meat swallower. This is like specifically catered to gamers. So it makes no sense that he would just write that off as just 4 things. And also, his settings make no sense for someone in the top 100. No loot filter and all of the basics still on. That's how I play. And I am nowhere near a top player in Path of Exile 2 at all. it doesn't work. That excuse of him just being lazy, it doesn't work. He could not achieve what he has in Path of Exile 2 with these settings and the way he approaches the game. It's clearly just not him that has got the character to this point. He doesn't know what those 4 things are, which is why he calls it that.
He then goes on to say,
This is max difficulty on hardcore. If there's a way to get higher difficulty, I don't know what it is, but this is everything maxed out.
Path of Exile has boss fights and endgame bosses, which are quote-unquote difficult battles, which Elon actually did do in one of his streams, where he just went into the endgame boss and died repeatedly to it. Maps are just farming. You go into maps and you farm them for loot and experience. They're not the most difficult battles, and I don't know if he's trying to deceive people watching a stream into thinking that he's doing some insanely hard thing, whenever he's literally doing something you do to effectively grind or farm.
Listening to Elon talk about Path of Exile 2 is like listening to the out-of-touch writers in CSI, where they'd have things like, yeah, I have all the top scores in every MMORPG ever. I am elite noob slayer. Like, when they try and relate to gamers, that's Elon with Path of Exile 2. It's such a weird thing to lie about, because this isn't a cool thing to anyone that's not already playing Path of Exile 2, but anyone who plays the game would immediately recognize he's just making shit up and doesn't actually know what he's doing or saying. And it's just classic Elon. This is a max difficulty Turbo XL Super Arcade. In fact, I'm the only one that's unlocked this difficulty setting, and I just wish it was a little bit harder, because for someone of my intellect, it's just a bit beneath me. But yeah, this is maxed out difficulty on hardcore. You can see I'm breezing through it. I wish I could increase the difficulty a little bit just to stimulate myself a bit more, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm just too good for it. Like, the way he talks about this game, while clearly being clueless on it, he's actually infuriating. I can't fucking stand it.
And Elon Musk starts going over his gear.
This is a great staff, but it's only a level, 62 staff.
His weapon is, I kid you not, one of the best, if not the best staffs on the entire hardcore trade league. You cannot even buy it. Insane weapon.
Not only does Elon have a staff that you can't even buy, but it's so good that second best one, which is missing 2 of what makes a staff so powerful for an invoker, which is the crit and crit bonus, is still 20 divines, and that's obviously very expensive.
Here I am, like, level 95, but my staff is only level 62.
That is something that you learn pretty early on into the game, that the actual level of gear isn't the most important part about it. That's just the requirement to equip it. Quinn gave an example that one of the strongest, most meta builds at the moment uses a weapon that is level 1 requirement. A level 1. If Elon Musk had that on his stream, he would have probably blown a fucking gasket. He would have had a conniption, thinking that his boosters were doing a bad job. But they're doing such a good job that it has become blatantly obvious that Elon is not the one behind it at all. His weapon is nuts, yet he is fixated on it being level 62, thinking it's beneath him because he's a much higher level. He doesn't grasp the concept that it's not the level that makes the weapon good, it's all of the blue stuff there. You can't reach this point in the game without that basic understanding. You just can't. Like, he's talking like he needs to upgrade his weapon soon. Like, yeah, I need to get myself a better weapon, one that reaches my potential at level 95. But for now, this is getting the job done. I'm able to do all of this with such a low-leveled weapon. It's fucking insanity.
My helmet is level 56.
Int, lightning, and chaos resist. Okay. It's only 56.
Amulet level 61. Ring is only level 48, 49. At least a level 75 jacket.
It's a jacket with 6 things. Yeah, tell us how bad the item that only drops from the highest difficulty of the hardest boss. Just tell us that it's only level 52. Did you find this at level 52? That's impressive.
Level 52 here.
They can only ever be level 52. Bro, Elon Musk is a fucking fraud, bro.
Pretty low level compared to my character level, but it seems to work pretty well. In softcore, you can get much better equipment.
Seems to work pretty well is an understatement. He is a fucking force of nature with this gear. He is beyond juiced. The actual pilots of this account have done an extraordinary job of making an absolute deity with this gear here. And yet Elon can't recognize that, because he's not the one that did it. He only mentions the item's level, the least important part about items in the game. And once again, the excuse of, oh, he's just being lazy and he's trying to put it in layman's terms so people can understand. People know, like, level 62 versus level 95. Well, no, because that doesn't work, because the 62 is extremely good regardless of him being level 95. He could be level 1000 and that level 62 weapon is still going to be fucking unbelievable. Like, he just doesn't understand how the game works. He just doesn't. Like, if he didn't want to go into detail on everything for his gear during the stream, that's fine, but he is actively saying that the gear isn't really good because of its level, which is so false, it's laughable. That's why he is being giggled at by both Crip and Quinn during this, because he is beyond clueless as to what he's even looking at and what he's talking about. And from his gameplay, it seems he doesn't even really know how to play the game itself either. I would wager a guess he's maybe spent a couple of hours actually playing the game, but only, like, clearing maps. I don't think he has ever picked up a piece of fucking gear in his life or worked on a build or anything at all. I don't think he even knows how to use, like, skill gems or support gems or anything. I bet if you asked him to bring up, like, certain things, like explain why this gym is where it is, he would have no clue why. If he brought up his skill tree, he would have no idea what's even on it. And, like, if you asked him about trials, he would hit you with big fucking question marks or just ignore it and move on. He doesn't know the game. And he proved it with this live stream here. But the question needs to be asked, why? Why even lie about this in the first place? Again, this isn't something cool to people who don't play Path of Exile, but anyone who plays Path of Exile is going to recognize that you're a fraud. This is not your account. If he was honest about it, saying like, hey, I tried Path of Exile, I really liked it, but I don't have time to grind it, so I paid people to grind it for me, I think people would have a little bit more respect for that, as opposed to him cosplaying as one of the top players, pretending he's the one actually putting in the work and doing it, when he's definitely not.
And if you needed any more proof that Elon is 100% boosted, he was playing the game today inside of maps, blasting, while simultaneously on a X space.
Yeah, RIP. So Elon's account, Percy, did die, and in hardcore that is permadeath. And I'm not sure if it was Elon that died on it, or if one of the people he paid to boost it made a mistake while grinding. I'm not sure. But I love the idea that it was Elon who bit the dust on it and bought the farm, because the people that actually put the hundreds of hours into getting this account so juiced out the wazoo are probably fucking furious. Like, they set Elon's maps aside, which are very easy maps for him to clear for the sake of flexing on Twitter with this account that they're actually putting the work into, and yet somehow this bumbling buffoon still finds a way to die on this overpowered character, just reverting all of their hard work to zero. It's just a beautiful thought, because they set aside easy maps for him. And maybe he got a little too big for his britches. Maybe what happened is he saw all the people, you know, calling him out for obviously not playing this game. He's like, okay, I'll put on my big boy britches and I'll do some hard content, and immediately just gets fucking washed. Like, just actually rinsed. I'm very excited to learn how exactly this account perished, because this, I feel like he'd probably mention it, you know, like, what happened? What went so wrong? But yeah, I wanted to talk about this a bit. It's such a weird, stupid thing to even lie about in the first place, and yet here he is, telling blatantly obvious fibs. He's got all the money in the world and all of the insecurity imaginable. He has this desperate, insatiable appetite for unconditional love from everyone, and in this pursuit makes everyone hate him through being just a lying cringe-lord. Like, this is such an unnecessary lie to even tell. He just wants to be viewed as the smartest person to ever grace this fucking space rock that we live on, and the best at everything he even attempts to do, even when he's just not. He could have actually probably scored a ton of brownie points with gamers by saying, hey, Path of Exile 2 is a really good game, I'm learning it right now, watch me stream the, you know, the early game content. And people probably would have actually really applauded that, because he's playing it on his own two legs here. He's playing and learning it, and that could have been a really easy way to relate to gamers. Like, hey, this game's great. I'm going to start learning to grind it. I'm not very good right now, but if you want to check out my early game, here's the stream. And I bet it would have been received far better than this dog shit. He is poorly playing an account that has never actually been piloted by him. but it's an account with a lot of prestige because it's so high ranked, and that is like the most appealing thing to Elon. It's just, it's nonsensical. He's so fucking cringe, it's crazy. That's about it. So yeah. I know I've talked a ton about Twitter recently since Elon Musk took over, but I just can't help it. It is so entertaining to see all of this silliness unfold. It's become my go-to soap opera. I'm more captivated by this than I was Better Call Saul. I'm waking up each day to new Twitter drama, a new catastrophe, and it is putting a massive smile on my face. Elon's been celebrating the active user records they've been hitting recently, and I don't doubt that they're breaking records with active users right now. I imagine there's tons of people just like me signing on every day just to laugh at the state of the site and laugh at all of the impersonation accounts that are all verified now and costing real companies billions of dollars. I'm going to talk about that in a second. It is so wild. And yeah, he's absolutely right about one thing. Comedy is legal again on Twitter. He has unleashed it. The floodgates are open and the goofs are coming in hot. So let's just get right into it. I'm sure a lot of you have seen by now, but maybe some of you haven't, and I can't wait to open your third eye here to true enlightenment. This is trolling to perfection. So Elon Musk announced for $8 a month you can get a verified checkmark. Doesn't matter who you are, it's open to the public, you just have to pay for it. This has also led to some confusion, especially surrounding my personal Twitter account because I'm still verified on there, so a lot of people have been accusing me of being a hypocrite, saying, interesting, you still have a checkmark, clearly paying $8 a month even after you criticized it so heavily. Let me make it clear, I don't pay for Twitter. Like I said, I still believe it's a fucking dumb, brain-dead, dog shit idea to pay $8 a month for a check mark that's basically a Boy Scout badge for humiliation. I would never do that. It's more shameful to pay for Twitter than it would be to pay for a happy ending at a massage parlor. So no, I'm not paying for Twitter, I still just have the old check mark on there. Now to get back on track, Twitter Blue has fully launched and it is a colossal flop. It's having a box office performance like The Room here. It is just a fucking failure, it seems. A lot of the numbers that are being reported are all over the place. They range between 100,000 on the low end up to 440,000 on the highest end that I've seen. But let's go ahead and round that up. Let's say there's 500,000 Twitter Blue subscribers, and all of them are paying $8 a month. That's $4 million a month coming into Twitter. That doesn't even cover 2 days of their operating cost, because Elon Musk has claimed Twitter is losing $4 million a day. So through Twitter Blue, they're able to make back 1 day's worth of operating cost. That's it. And that's their monthly subscription. So after a month, they'll be able to pay for 1 day's worth of running Twitter. What a tough pill to swallow, I'm sure. Let that sink in, am I right? Now, of course, this isn't their only source of revenue. They do still have some advertisers, even though a ton of them pulled out. And Elon really seemed to put most of his eggs in this Twitter Blue basket, truly believing that most people would want it. Like, everyone's going to ask for this for Christmas, everyone's going to sign up for the check mark because that's what's most important to everyone on Twitter, so we'll charge for it. Only it turns out the interest really wasn't as big as he and many others thought that it was. So yeah, that $44 billion that he used to purchase Twitter may have been better spent wiping his own ass with it. He also took out a loan. I believe the loan was $13 billion, according to Bloomberg. And the loan is also going to be something that Elon Musk is probably going to have to make payments on, and those are going to be extremely expensive as well. So at current rate with Twitter Blue, he better pray that Twitter's around for the next 2,000 years, because by then he might finally be able to start making a dent in how much money he owes and how much he has lost on Twitter so far. Yeah, while the number of users may be skyrocketing, that's clearly not translating into money for the company. But god damn it, I am so glad Elon's doing what he's doing right now because it is so entertaining to watch. Twitter Blue has been mainly being used as a tool for impersonation and trolling, and it's done remarkably well. I'm sure a lot of you have seen over the last couple days, one very successful viral post came from someone impersonating Eli Lilly. Some Giga Chad hero out there paid the $8, impersonated Eli Lilly, and said, "We're excited to announce insulin is free now," and then this tanked their stock 3% instantly. Just from one shitpost from someone impersonating them on Twitter with the checkmark. Now, of course, my heart isn't breaking for Eli Lilly here. I think what they're doing with the price of insulin is very fucked up and shady, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to laugh at this. Because, my god, this has to be the most expensive troll ever. Fucking beautiful. I actually just wiped out billions of dollars there. Now, There are people that are saying this is just a theory and it might just be a coincidence that that viral tweet from the Eli Lilly impersonator coincided with the stock drop, because apparently there were other market factors that may have led to this drop in stock. I'll go ahead and share that with you now. Now, I'm not smart enough to really opine on whether or not it was the tweet or other market factors here, but I'd like to share all the arguments here from both sides for the evidence. Now, I will say, of course, it's very possible this tweet has no impact on it, and it truly was just a coincidence, but this also wouldn't be the first time a tweet has had massive market effects as well. It's far from unheard of. In fact, Elon Musk himself has even done this a couple of times, where some of his tweets have real implications on the Tesla stock. The most infamous being, "Am considering taking Tesla private at 420. Funding secured." This, of course, had a huge effect on the market for the time, and even resulted in Musk having to pay a $20 million fraud settlement, as well as Tesla paying a $20 million penalty. So these kind of things can result from tweets. It wouldn't be the first time. And Eli Lilly wasn't the only victim. Lockheed Martin also found itself in a tough situation when someone impersonated them on Twitter and made this post. "We will begin halting all weapons sales to Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States until further investigation into their record of human rights abuses. #WeAreLM. And after this went viral, the Lockheed Martin stock dropped 5%. Now, this of course could be chalked up to yet another coincidence, and a lot of people do believe that's the case, because the entire defense industry was down on this day. So yes, it is very possible that, again, this was just a big coincidence. I do think it'd be a little odd that the same thing happened in two different industries under similar circumstances, and it just happens to be coincidental, but of course, it's also a hard sell to claim that those tweets actually had that huge market effect. There's really no telling, but regardless, it's super entertaining. It seems most of the people that are buying Twitter Blue are doing it just for this shit, because even if they're not trolling massive companies to cost them billions of dollars, they're making impersonation accounts for people in positions of power and saying really goofy shit like, "Anyone else up right now playing with their Johnson? I've got lotion on my dick right now." And it's all verified accounts from people like Barack Obama, Bernie Sanders. Like, it makes me laugh every time. It actually does. That little check mark and then taking their profile and just mimicking it and then saying shit like that is somehow just a recipe for good laughs from me, as well as many others, which is probably why the usage is at an all-time high. It's just been so entertaining. But unfortunately, Elon Musk must have felt the pressure, because both Eli Lilly and Lockheed Martin have shown that they're really not happy about what's happening on Twitter. Nintendo was also a victim of someone impersonating Nintendo of America and tweeting out a picture of Mario giving everyone the finger. But Elon Musk, in response to all of this, has shut down Twitter Blue for the time being to try and put a halt to all the impersonation. You have to wonder how Elon couldn't see this coming, or how anyone could have possibly convinced themselves this wouldn't happen. If you go back to the videos I made talking about this system and how it would likely be abused, there were so many people huffing copium that saying things like, "No, this wouldn't happen. You think you're as smart as Elon? He's clearly thought of this. There must be fail-safes in place to prevent this from happening." And then bang. The exact thing that everyone knew would happen, happened, and some people are acting shocked about it. This was the most predictable outcome. This is the most predictable situation imaginable that would arise from this system, this Twitter Blue $8 a month system. Everyone who even thought for a single second about this knew this would happen. It doesn't take a galaxy brain intellect to figure this out, yet somehow Elon Musk, as well as I guess many others, for some reason didn't think this would happen. Which is wild. That's just absolutely wild. But it has been so entertaining to watch. I'm really glad he went through with it. So hats off to him for actually pulling the trigger on this dog shit idea. Because fuck, man, it has been so fun. So I just wanted to share all of this with you. I'm excited to see where it goes next. And yeah, that's really about it. See ya. What an absolutely wild morning full of shocking surprises. I never thought it was possible for me to get any taller at my age. I'm 27 and like the epiphyseal plates close at 20 and whatever. I didn't think it was possible to grow anymore. And I didn't. But I also didn't think it was possible for Elon Musk to just outright try and buy Twitter. And that seems to be happening right now. Today, Elon Musk put out a public statement with a real offer to buy Twitter, which was sent to Twitter at $54 a share. So coming out to roughly a $43 billion buyout of Twitter. I said publicly I don't think there's a chance Elon would ever try this. Not that I'm like Elon Musk's PR guy or his fucking therapist or whatever. I don't know him. It's not like a parasocial relationship. But this guy goes on Twitter and dank meme shit posts every day. I remember for a little while he was talking about buying Fortnite just to shut it down. Thinking about buying Santa's workshop and hiring all the elves to pump out Teslas for all the good boys and girls in the world. He makes posts like that all the time, like, yeah, I might just buy this, might just go ahead and take control of this. And he never does or anything, so when he initially made the tweet saying, yeah, I might just buy Twitter, why not, fuck it. No one really took it seriously, myself included. I swear to God, Elon Musk took a puff of a joint one time on Rogan, and that changed his life, it feels like. Because from that moment, he just started going like a little hard here, getting a bit wacky. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow he makes an offer to try and buy heaven from God. But anyway, no one took him seriously when he's like, yeah, I might buy Twitter. And then he made a power move and got 9% of Twitter for like $3 billion or whatever that was, which I guess is just pennies to him. He's wiping his ass with $3 billion, so that was meaningless. And I thought that's where the story would end, that's where the anime wraps up, but then he went full-blown anime protagonist here by just saying, you know what, I want the whole company. I'm not done with you yet. So he makes a formal offer for a crazy price at $43-ish billion, because he wants to make it better for free speech and improve the platform overall and take it private because he doesn't want the company public anymore. And it's just truly wild. Now, what I find to be the most interesting part of it is the way that he's doing it with a very public statement. It feels like he made a twitlonger to buy the website. When I first started reading it, I thought I was looking at a fucking YouTuber apology or like drama between internet creators. Let's go ahead and read it. I invested in Twitter as I believe in its potential to be a platform for free speech around the globe, and I believe free speech is a societal imperative for a functioning democracy. However, since making my investment, I now realize the company will neither thrive nor serve this societal imperative in its current form. Twitter needs to be transformed as a private company. As a result, I am offering to buy 100% of Twitter for $54.20 per share in cash, a 54% premium over the day before I began investing in Twitter, and a 38% premium over the day before my investment was publicly announced. My offer is my best and final offer, and if it is not accepted, I would need to reconsider my position as a shareholder. Twitter has extraordinary potential. I will unlock it. My man's out here sounding like Dr. Robotnik after the Chaos Emeralds, talking about unlocking its full power. Now, it's not as goofy as it sounds, him offering to buy Twitter like this, because he does have 9% stake in the company, and this statement he put out is, it's kind of going nuts to butts. He's saying, you know, if you don't accept this, I'll have to reconsider being a shareholder. He's their biggest shareholder, so if he sells off all of his stock, it's going to tank Twitter's price. It's going to be pretty devastating if Elon just decided, oh, they haven't accepted my offer, eat this, suck on my cock, here's my dick and balls, and sells all 9% of his shares. That's not good for a company's stock price, but it is good for Elon. I'm a dumb troglodyte and not super smart when it comes to these things, so in my eyes it seems like he put his ass in their asshole, where even if they don't accept his offer, he just gets to sell his stock and make money off of that, which is good for him, or they accept his offer, and he gets the platform that he's been fucking addicted to for the last few years. This guy posts more on Twitter than a 16-year-old girl. So, I mean, he gets to have his dream platform under his belt and do with it what he wants. I don't exactly know what he's going to do to make Twitter better, if such a thing is even possible, but I also don't think he can make it worse. I imagine it's just going to be exactly the same as it is right now. But I've been wrong millions of times before. Maybe he's going to change Twitter where you log in and get free fucking ice cream. I couldn't tell you. But from the perspective of a little reptile brain idiot like me, it seems like no matter what Twitter decides to do here, Elon Musk wins. He either gets Twitter or gets a big payday when selling the stock. But you know who never wins with an Elon Musk tweet? Gab. On every single tweet Elon makes, I see fucking Gab make a desperate post for Elon to notice them. Gab is supposed to be a free speech alternative to Twitter or some shit, but every time I've checked out their website for even a fucking millisecond, the top posts are either QAnon conspiracies or just actual racism, and the comments just have a lot of people using the N-word. I don't know if that's the entire community, it's probably not representative of the entire Gab group, but Jesus Christ, it is fucking weird. And I really feel like every single time I see Elon tweet, Gab is just beneath them replying to it, either begging for some kind of attention or recognition from Big Daddy Elon, or begging for investment. So when Elon made this offer tweet where he goes through like trying to buy Twitter, Gab made their offer to Elon saying, this is all a bunch of hogwash. This is garbage, Elon. How about you sell your Twitter stock and then invest $2 billion into Gab and we'll take the world over? And it's just so desperate. And then he even signed, it comes from their CEO, and then he even signed it at the bottom with Jesus Christ is King. Even the Gab community wasn't excited about it. You can read some of these posts talking about like the relationship between Elon and Jesus Christ isn't strong enough, and about a transhuman agenda to build a prison planet. And then, of course, going right into the N-word, and then microchips in people's brains and shit. So not even the Gab community was excited about another desperate post from their CEO begging to suckle a little bit of milk out of Elon's bosom. But yeah, I just wanted to briefly at least mention that Gab part of this, because they are always in the replies to everything Elon does, and it's so sad. And not just them. NFT crypto bros, in every Elon tweet, they are begging for Elon to mention their shitcoin or their NFT project. Like, hey Elon, what do you think about this dolphin butthole? Is this the next big NFT craze? Or like attributing a quote to Elon where it's like, in quotes, this is the best NFT ever made, Elon Musk. Thanks Elon for the endorsement from some garbage crypto thing. It is always his replies now since the whole Dogecoin shit. It's wild. I don't know how there is so little shame on Twitter. But anyway, I just wanted to at least mention those two things briefly. So the whole situation is wild with Elon attempting to buy Twitter. I think even if successful and he gets Twitter, I don't think anything changes with the platform. I don't know what he could possibly fucking do to make the platform any less of a giant cesspool than it currently is. But, I mean, good luck, I suppose. To me, it just seems like he's throwing $43 billion or $41 billion. I actually can't tell because a lot of different places are reporting a different number. Between $41 and $43 billion, it just seems like he's flushing it down the toilet. And it's the grossest, filthiest toilet imaginable since it's Twitter. But, yeah, anyway, just wanted to at least talk about it since it's such a crazy topic. That's about it. See ya. Wow, what a crazy day, huh? No foreplay, we're just gonna get right into the actual meat here. So, there's been a big falling out between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. I'm not sure all the particulars around it. I wasn't a little fly on the wall that observed everything that led to this crumbling relationship, but it is messy. Maybe Trump found out about Elon's stolen valor in Path of Exile. He said, you're a fraudulent Path of Exile player, scram, get out of here. I don't know. It was pretty shocking to see, considering that only like a month or two ago, Elon made this post about loving Donald Trump as much as a straight man could. And it really seemed like they had a really, like, bubbly relationship. They were always giddy around each other, like fucking frolicking through flowers, it seemed. And then out of nowhere, it just blows up like a fucking septic tank here. Now there's shit spewing everywhere. So it was... a relationship ended on not good terms. And it culminated with Donald Trump threatening to cut Elon Musk's government contracts. And that is when the dam really broke. Elon got out his best ketamine cocktail and hit the Thunderdome, the only arena he's ever known, Twitter, saying things like, without me, Trump would have lost the election, Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. I can already just picture Elon at his desk doing one of these. Such ingratitude. Like a 90s anime villain. And then he really rolled up his sleeves and said, no more Mr. Nice Guy, bub. And he hit him with a big-time uh-oh spaghetti-o when he dropped this. Time to drop the really big bomb. At the real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. An absolute bomb. I haven't been this surprised since I was a freshman in high school playing in the Students vs. Parents Wiffle Ball tournament, and I was jogging to first base, and one of the dads hit me with like an E-Honda Level 3 Super. I mean, this guy clobbered my shit, and he sent me straight to the hospital with a broken wrist. This came out of nowhere. I don't think even Baba Vanga could have predicted this. It was stunning. It's a massive claim here, and it's one that also makes people raise an eyebrow at Elon Musk, because if it's true, then naturally people question, why would Elon Musk be all buddy-buddy, suckling the nipples of Trump's titties, knowing that he was on the Epstein flight list doing illegal, evil shit, if it's all true? Because he's now also retweeting things about Trump's link to Epstein, like this here with a party that Trump was at with Epstein in the 90s, or this about the times that he flew on Epstein's planes. And he puts his cringe fucking emojis every time. Half of his tweets are usually just like emoji reaction shits, but he's very clearly making the accusation directly, like in his own words, that Trump is on the Epstein flight logs, and that is the whole reason that he is prohibiting their release. And then he's retweeting these things with, like, raised eyebrow emojis, like, curious, interesting. He's retweeting this connection that he's showcasing here, and clearly making a statement about it. He's not just saying, like, Trump had a connection to Epstein, you know, he flew on these planes, but nothing happened, probably. He is clearly trying to say that something must have happened there, because he's using this as a way of attacking Trump. He even retweeted this from Ian Gobbles Dick for Miles Chong, saying that Trump should be impeached and J.D. Vance should replace him. He not only retweets it, but just agrees with it flat out, saying yes. This is crazy. And again, if this claim is true, and Elon Musk knew all about it, it's very odd that he would choose to work so closely with and be so friendly with somebody like that. Now, all of this led to today being a historic day for Cope. I swear to God, a century from now, the most grizzled, seasoned veteran Copeologists will look back on June 5th, 2025 as the biggest day of Cope in this nation's history. The amount of mental gymnastics and shit I've seen with people trying to explain what's actually happening here as like a 5D chess maneuver between Trump and Elon Musk is just pathetic. It would be comical if it wasn't so sad. I have seen so many posts speculating that all of this is a genius ploy, a ruse, in order to force the Epstein files to come out. Let that marinate for a moment. I really want you to stew with that thought process. Those are living, breathing people that actually think that. Why the fuck would that be their plan? Or anybody's plan for that matter? What a dog shit strategy. That is a worse idea than Concord. You're telling me that the President of the United States would willingly work with Elon Musk to have him be insinuated a pedophile in order to try and get the Epstein files to come out? Just stop for a minute. Just fucking put down the stupid pills. The President of the United States could 100% force these files to come out if he was felt so inclined to. He wouldn't need to be used like a fleshlight by Elon Musk publicly in order to raise awareness on the Epstein files and try and put pressure on their release. And it's not like the Epstein files were ever lacking awareness. That's like the #1 thing every citizen in this country has wanted to be released since this happened. It has been a circus with this shit for years, even before Trump. Under Biden, too. These files will never see the light of day. They incriminate way too many powerful people on both sides of the political aisle. Like, 100%, I don't think they're ever coming out, and if they ever do, it's so hard to trust them now with how much they could have been tampered with over the years. Like, this is a stupid theory. The most plain and simple thing just unfolded in front of you. A relationship soured, and Elon felt Trump was attacking him, and he has proven that he is very much a strong proponent of revenge and trying to get even or fight back against someone he believes slighted him. He has done this many, many times in the past. For example, probably his most famous one was years ago with the cave situation where some people were trapped in a cave. Elon suggested using the submarine to help. A diver said that it wasn't going to be effective. They got into like an argument, and then Elon randomly called the diver a pedophile. Led to a lawsuit and everything, but the point is, he has proven that if he believes someone is like insulting him or belittling him, Elon will seek vengeance and like lash out against them. He has proven numerous times that he is going to retaliate if he feels that someone has insulted him, and now he's doing just that, something he's done millions of times in the past. I don't think there's any deeper layers to this onion. I don't think these are actually calculated galaxy brain maneuvers going on the back end with the two of them working together or anything like that. Now, I have read conflicting reports about like the Epstein files are actually coming out this time, which will be like the 300th song and dance we've had with this. So I guess we'll see if they actually do follow through this time, or if they're just going to drop the exact same files for the 30th remix. They have dropped the same Epstein shit, the same Epstein information, more times than Naughty Dog has dropped Last of Us remasters. Like, I'm expecting if they do actually do anything with the Epstein files, it'll be the same thing they've done multiple times before, but I guess we'll see. Either way, though, what a crazy day. This falling out between Elon Musk and Trump has been unbelievable. Like, actually unbelievable. And I wonder if Elon's going to continue just, like, tweeting out bombs like this. Like, he had so much access to, like, government information and shit. Like, is he just going to start leaking national secrets and all of that? Like, the amount that even just came out today was astonishing. Like, he was leaking more shit than my butt after eating anything with dairy in it. And I wondered, is he going to keep doing that? Or are tempers going to, like, I don't know, like, simmer down? Are they going to try and meet in the middle and, like, try and shake hands once again and not be on bad terms? Like, I do wonder, because he was deep in the government. He probably did have access to, like, very sensitive information, and he has just proven today, like, he is more than willing to just go on Twitter and just air some shit out. Again, they are just allegations right now. He hasn't proven anything about this, but still, crazy day for sure. That's really about it. See ya. Did I jump scare you? Yeah, I bet I did. You coward. You make me sick. Your weakness is pathetic. But now that I got your heart pumping a little bit, I want to talk to you about an absolutely wacky lawsuit that I read about today. Elon Musk is being sued for $258 billion because of Dogecoin. This is the story of how one angry Dogecoin enjoyer named Keith teamed up with Saul Goodman to try and win more money than some country's entire GDP, all from a shitcoin. Now, not much is known about Keith other than he invested in Dogecoin in 2019, thanks almost entirely due to Elon Musk's tweets about it, promoting it. He was under the impression it was a legitimate investment and a good idea. And fast forward to today, where Dogecoin has eaten more ass than pinworms, and he's a little upset. He claims he has been defrauded by Musk, and it was actually all part of a pyramid scheme. Keith was feeling awfully gluttonous and is suing for $86 billion in damages, as well as triple damages of $172 billion. He's suing Elon Musk, SpaceX, and Tesla. He's aiming to score a hat-trick here. He's arguing that Musk and his companies falsely and deceptively claim that Dogecoin is a legitimate investment when it has no value at all. Man, who could have seen that coming? What a surprise. Dogecoin actually doesn't have value? It was started as a joke in 2013. It was a meme coin. And you know what they say? Live by the shit coin, die in shit. This was always going to happen. This was always the predetermined fate for every Dogecoin enthusiast. Unless you were a galaxy brain gigachad like me, who put a little bit of money into Dogecoin right when the hype train really started just because of pure FOMO. I put in it like 20 cents and just turned my brain off and dumped into like a lot of other shit coins as well. But Dogecoin I got in on like 20 cents, and then I sold it hours before Elon Musk was going to appear on SNL because I knew nothing good ever comes from SNL. So I sold it at like 66 cents and made out like a goddamn king. I turned like $100 into like 300 or 400 or something because I fucking predicted it. I knew if Elon Musk was going on SNL to mention Dogecoin, it was going to kill it on the spot, and it did. It's never recovered. I fucking calculated it. But for that one good decision, I also made 1,000 bad ones. I put money into like 20,000 other rug pulls as well, but god damn it, this is the one that mattered the most. I will say this though, I do feel bad for people like Keith who had no idea what crypto was and only learned about it from Elon Musk. For some reason, Elon still has like a following that worships him as a god and will take everything he says at face value and just go hog wild with it. Keith was no exception, and he lost a lot of money from it allegedly and is now aiming to try and at least fight for it back. And then some. I don't know if Keith necessarily lost 270 or 58 billion, but god damn it, he's coming for scalps right now, I suppose. It continues saying that Keith wants to represent a class of people who had lost money trading in Dogecoin since April 2019. asking for 86 billion plus the 172, as well as an order blocking Musk and the companies from promoting Dogecoin and declaring that Dogecoin trading constitutes gambling under US and New York law. Well, good news for Keith, Elon Musk and his companies haven't mentioned Dogecoin in like a year. That name has become like Voldemort now. They don't touch it. I can't even remember the last time I saw him say that. So that one's already good without a court order. They've completely stopped because they've had their fun memeing around at the expense of people like Keith who lost a ton of money on it. Any money lost on Dogecoin to Elon Musk is negligible. But to an average octogenarian that only learns about it through Elon convincing them that it's a good idea, the money they lose, that means a lot. That's a huge difference maker in their lives. And I also don't think Elon Musk lost money on Dogecoin either. I wouldn't be surprised if he never put money into it in the first place and was only joking from the get-go, just to fuck with people and just to fuck with the entire market of it. But regardless, a lot of people did legitimately lose tons and tons of money on it, like Keith. And then he wants it to be like constituted as gambling, which it is. I mean, all crypto is gambling, 100%. I don't care how much copium you're boofing, there is no crypto that isn't just straight gambling. Take, for example, Luna, which was like the 4th most traded crypto for like the last year, and then over the course of a week, it went from $100 per token to less than like 1/1,000,000th of a penny. It died in a week. It just completely spiraled and died. It was a stable coin and died in a week from 100 to 0, well, way below 0. So yeah, I think every sane person would agree with Keith here. If you're putting money into crypto, you're gambling with it. And I pray that Keith never finds games like Diablo Immortal after reading this. I'm no lawyer, and from what I've read, Keith actually does have a legal team behind this, but to me this sounds like an unwinnable case. It feels like something that they're trying to drum up as much headline and hype for as possible to get people to rally behind them like other Dogecoin enthusiasts that lost tons of money on it. I don't call them Dogecoin investors because they've just been deluded into thinking it was an investment. They've been scammed, basically. If you put money into Dogecoin, you fell for the scam. So I don't really call it Dogecoin investors, hobbyists perhaps. So I think the whole goal here with Keith and his team is to get this lawsuit out there so a lot of media picks it up, which they have, and a lot of people come forward like, yeah, I also got fucked by Elon Musk here promoting it and this and that. And then hopefully the public pressure will mount to a point where the Elon Musk and the companies will settle with Keith outside of court for whatever undisclosed amount. I don't think there's any law firm or any human being on the planet that actually thinks Keith is going to win $258 billion here, and I don't think they're trying to win $258 billion here. They're trying to get some kind of settlement out of court with the pressure that the public can mount. That's my uneducated guess from my little reptile brain. That's what makes sense to me. This is truly a David versus Goliath situation here for $258 billion with just, you know, fucking Keith over here versus the wealthiest man in the world. It seems like it's unwinnable, but if he has a team behind it, then they must have some kind of strategy because there's no self-respecting lawyer or law firm that's going to represent a case like this without some kind of plan. And I don't think there's any way they beat Elon Musk with this $258 billion. But who knows? Again, I'm not a lawyer. I haven't passed the bar. Maybe this somehow makes it all the way to court and Keith shows up with the goddamn Avengers of lawyers and they lay a biblical smackdown on Elon Musk and his team. Just fucking Hulkmania goes wild and Keith somehow wins and becomes instantly overnight the wealthiest person in the world. I don't think we're living in that fantasy, but hey, again, I guess it could be possible. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't think it's possible in any dimension in the multiverse. But I guess I could be wrong. Who knows? Anyway, one other thing I'd like to mention, I've seen this story float around a little bit on Twitter, and people get mad at Keith, just calling him like an idiot, it's your fault, you did this, I can't believe he's even bothering to sue Elon Musk. And to a certain extent I agree. It is entirely Keith's fault that he put money into this without doing even the bare minimum amount of research on what he was putting money into and just taking shitpost tweets as fact. One of the things I saw pop up in one of the articles talking about this is Keith used a couple of Elon Musk tweets as an example for him deceptively promoting Dogecoin as legitimate, and one of them was Tesla's gonna put a SpaceX is literally gonna put a literal Dogecoin on the moon, and like you have to be stupid to read that tweet and be like, oh my god, they're actually gonna do that? Quit! Sell this! Sell my car! I'm putting it into Dogecoin, honey. What do you mean you're leaving? Like, yes, There's a lot of self-responsibility there. It is, at the end of the day, Keith's fault that he put into it. But I really cannot help but feel bad for people like Keith who trusted someone they looked up to lead them in the right direction to financial security. Yes, it is Keith's fault, but I can't help but feel bad for him and people like him that bought into it. And yes, this lawsuit is comical. Going for $258 billion out of falling for a shitcoin meme, it's a silly lawsuit, but I, again, just can't help but feel sorry for him, because I'm assuming he lost a lot of money, like a meaningful amount of money in his life, and is just desperately doing anything he can to try and get some of it back. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit, and that's about it. See ya. I'm on my hands and knees. I'm begging you, please stop making me do this. I can't handle much more. I'm running out of juice. It's like that meme, when you nut but she keeps sucking, and it's that clip of Frieza like screaming out in agony as he's getting drained. That's how I feel when it comes to every unhinged decision that Elon Musk makes with Twitter. I can't help it though. I need goofiness like a fish needs water. And there is nothing goofier than everything that keeps happening on Twitter. I've made like 7 videos about it and I don't even want to, but I can't stop myself. Where there is wackiness, I will be there. When silliness is afoot, I will be there. Which means I have to be here making fun of Twitter again. God damn it, heavens to Betsy, I can't even call it Twitter because its name is now X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Even its name is the pure essence of lunacy because he changed it to just the letter X because Elon Musk's brain is an incomprehensible enigma of cringe. A month can't go by without some other embarrassing fuck-up from Elon Musk with the handling of this platform. So go ahead and reset your days since last workplace-related cringe accident because we're starting again. It has only been a couple of weeks since the last the last nugget of dog shit ideas from Elon reared its disgusting head, where he made the tagline for X on the App Store, "Blaze your glory." Brother, my glory is still blazing. I want it to stop. I am so tired of making fun of this platform and Elon, but I can't stop myself because he just keeps doing dumber and dumber shit. Today, this homunculus goober must have taken some ayahuasca and hatched an unfathomably ridiculous idea, stating that the block feature is soon going to be deleted except for DMs, and then even had the gall to reply to that, saying it makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. He's absolutely right. That makes no fucking sense at all to remove the block feature. So obviously, this set everyone's glory ablaze. Now, I think what he was trying to say is that the block feature itself doesn't make any sense, which is why they're removing it, which is just delusional. And it's also not surprising because Elon Musk is the epitome of delusional. He is, if that word came to life, he is the very incarnation of delusion made flesh. He is a clown that never stops dancing and honking his nose, making me giggle and spit up, forcing me to point and laugh at him while shooting spitballs and throwing tomatoes. Like, I don't want to keep talking about every bafflingly awful decision that he keeps making. You know what I do want to talk about, though, real quick before getting back to this topic? We just made a huge change to my first ever live event coming up on September 8th. So, when it launched, there was only one ticket option available, which was for September 8th, 9th, and 10th, and you couldn't go individual days. That was because we were instructed that that'd probably be the optimal way of doing it because they've never done individual days at that venue. But after talking with them, we were able to get individual tickets available. So if you want to just go on Saturday or just want to go on Sunday, it'll be $25 for a day ticket, and it'll be like about 5 or 6 hours per day that will be there. And it's going to be just a big party, meet and greet, and it's going to be basically having a big fucking hootenanny for our Moist Esports Apex team as we win the World Championship September 8th, 9th, and 10th. So if you're interested, it's our first live event. Really excited. You can get tickets at strazcenter.org. I'll put a link to it in the description. Now, I'm sure I don't need to explain why it's a bad idea to remove the block feature, but I'm going to go ahead and indulge here because I've seen a lot of people defending this, saying, you know, we don't even need the block feature. Elon's right. It is redundant. It's useless. I'll start by explaining that there are differences between muting and blocking. The biggest one is a muted user can still follow you, see you, even, quote, retweet you. They can still interact with you. A blocked user cannot. A blocked user can do none of those things. It basically just cuts them off, slams the door in their face. And I've seen a lot of people saying that taking away the block feature is actually a great move for free speech because Elon Musk is a free speech absolutist. And I have to say, you are really deep in the brainwashing protocol here. You are lost in the mainframe. At its core, this is taking away a choice you as an individual get to make for yourself. It's taking away one of your freedoms to choose who or what you want or don't want to interact with. I don't see why anyone would consider this a W. Why would you celebrate having less freedoms? It doesn't make sense to me. It blows my mind. I understand a lot of people don't like to think for themselves. Having individuality is scary. It's easier to just exist in a hive mind or an echo chamber. But it's still just ridiculous to me that anyone would think that it's good, that something is getting taken away that's become such a very basic thing. So basic and so fundamental to the internet experience that it's actually one of the terms and conditions for X as a platform to even be able to be listed on the Google Play Store and the App Store. Both of these require a user's ability to block things and users they don't want to see. So if X does remove it, they may jeopardize their position on the app stores, which would be wildly detrimental to the overall health and future of the platform. So this is a decision that could potentially sink X down the line if they can no longer exist on the two biggest platforms that people download it. So it's something that I feel most people should recognize isn't good. There's nothing to be gained from losing an ability for yourself to make a choice for yourself as opposed to letting someone else do it for you. One of the main arguments I've seen in support of the block feature is that it's used by people to silence their critics. It's the town square, and you shouldn't be able to avoid criticism and hide in your bubble. And I'm sure to a certain extent there are people that'll block accounts in order to hide from criticism, but it never silences it. That criticism will always exist whether or not that user is blocked. So if we're going to stick with this whole town square shit, this would basically just be like them leaving the town square, which everyone can do. Like, it's super simple to grasp. Blocking an account doesn't just silence criticism or anything like that. And most people, I imagine, are using the block feature on bots or OnlyFans link spammers or like stalkers or weirdos, dangerous psychopaths on the platform. Like, I imagine the block feature is mainly used against like those kind of accounts, especially in the modern landscape of X where it is so much spam and so many bots. Like, OnlyFans spam has become so commonplace. Any tweet you go to, you are guaranteed to find at least 1,000 that just replies with OnlyFans links. So a lot of people block those accounts so they can't do that anymore. So it's not just poisoning all kinds of discussion on the platform. I don't see how there's a good argument that can be made for removing the block feature. Muting doesn't accomplish the same goal. It accomplishes something similar, but not quite the same. Now, if I may blaze your glory for a moment, I actually would like to speculate on how this idea may have even formed in his noodle, because I do have a working game theory. So, it's become very clear over the last few years that everyone in Elon's life is just a yes man and constantly baby him, powder his little bottom, and make sure that he's always happy and not throwing tantrums. So, I think what must have happened is, last evening, he was having dinner, he was at the high chair, bib on, having a wonderful scrumptious meal, an exquisite cuisine prepared by his personal chef. But it was time to eat the vegetables, and everything I've seen from Elon leads me to believe that he's not really a man that likes vegetables. He strikes me as someone that's very much against it, at least in my little fanfic up here in the story I'm crafting. So, he was probably apprehensive about it. Probably one of his assistants had to put the vegetables on a spoon and get him excited for it, like, oh, here comes the rocket ship, Elon, open wide, it's got a dock. Elon's like, hey, excuse me, that's not a rocket ship, there's no propulsion system there. But then they fed him the vegetables anyway. And he was so disgusted, he said, oh, gross, you're fired. I need to calm myself down, I'm going on X to post a dank-ass meme. But while scrolling, he realized that he wasn't getting the engagement he was used to, which then led him down the rabbit hole where he discovered that he is far and away the most blocked account across the entire platform. And he said, why, I oughta? You block me? No. No more, we're shutting it down. And that leads us to today. I really think that was probably the impetus for this. He probably realized that the engagement was lower, and most likely because everyone blocks him because he is insufferable to read from on Twitter. His memes are absolute fucking trash, and all of his replies are either stolen from other people or just fucking horrible. So he's highly blocked, and I think that made him upset. It hurt his feelings, and so he's getting rid of that feature entirely. That's my theory. That's my working hypothesis here. That's the only thing that I can almost rationalize. Because why else would you take away a basic feature that every platform ever has had since basically the dawn of the internet? The bad ideas from Elon just don't stop. I truly am exhausted from talking about the platform formerly known as Twitter. and Elon's decisions with all of it. Like, I'm so tired of talking about it, but it just keeps getting sillier. I can't not talk about it. I have to. I do. But maybe a longer break then. Go 2 or 3 months without making another disastrously, incomprehensibly terrible decision for the platform, so that way I can feel rejuvenated when I come back to laugh at you. Just give us a break. Just give us like a bit of a respite between this awful decision and whatever the next one's going to be. That's all I'm asking. Maybe just like a halftime. Just give it a little halftime. Just a little breather. That's really about it. See ya. Elon Musk has done it again, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday was the grand unveiling of the new Cybertruck, fresh out of Dexter's laboratory. He made a big live performance showing off the truck, and man, it was fucking wild. Expectations were subverted harder than in Game of Thrones. The design is like nothing I've ever seen before. Let me just show you some clips from the unveiling.
So I present to you the Cybertruck.
Elon had this shit popping off like you were at an EDM rave. This was hype as fuck. I half expected The Undertaker to be coming out of that tunnel instead of the truck. This was like some WWE pyrotechnics display. This is the Super Bowl of truck announcements. I love that even the employees get out of the truck in costume. They have like these long future-looking trench coats on and shit. I have expected them to bust out into a choreographed dance routine to some type of theme song written for the Cybertruck by Skrillex, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. But I love the costuming. It's fucking great. Now, obviously, this whole event has drummed up a lot of attention online, mainly due to the peculiar design of the Cybertruck.
Doesn't look like anything else.
And he's not wrong, the Cybertruck looks like a lot of things, and none of them are a truck. The first thing I thought of when I saw it was Lara Croft's tits from the PlayStation 1 game. It's so goddamn pointy at the top, like you're driving around like a fucking paper sailboat. It just looks so low polygon, like as if you entered into a Halo game but the Warthog's textures haven't finished rendering, so it's just like this mess of polygons on your screen. I don't know why it's so goddamn pointy. I feel like you'd cut yourself just getting in and out of the vehicle. But to be honest, I actually kind of like how over-the-top goofy this looks. It's like you're driving around the spaceship from the old Atari Space Invaders game. I think there's a certain charm to it, but the rest of the performance here at the unveiling is spectacular, so let's continue.
It's a regular truck door. Really wind up and nail it.
So this was a demonstration of its armor capabilities in case you find yourself driving through a rough neighborhood of anti-vax moms who start trying to hunt you down with their sledgehammer. Ordinarily on a normal truck door, as you saw, it would dent it, kind of fuck it up a little bit. But if you're driving the Cybertruck through that area, they can't get through that shit with a sledgehammer.
What if we shot it? Let's shoot it.
Whoa, now you've gone too far, Elon. Shooting it with what, a fucking 50 caliber round? Phalanx gun? Railgun? Think it'd probably stand up to all of it. Unfortunately, he doesn't actually shoot it on stage, he doesn't execute it. I have expected him to pull out a Desert Eagle from his back pocket and just blast it, ricocheting the bullet off of the truck and hitting an audience member. If that did happen though, the audience member would probably consider it an honor to get shot by Elon Musk's Cybertruck. But unfortunately, he just shows video footage of what happens when they did shoot it in testing.
Nothing. Yeah, it's still doing it, I guess. Yeah, not bad. Yeah.
This was to compare the Cybertruck's glass to normal truck glass. The Cybertruck glass could withstand a goddamn space shuttle taking off right in front of it, and to demonstrate that, they're using this very heavy, dense steel ball and dropping it on the normal truck glass, which shattered. Well, not shattered, but it cracked. and using it on the Cybertruck glass where it didn't crack at all. So you had Danny Sexbang going up the ladder and dropping it on it, and you saw it didn't crack or anything. Very impressive stuff, but I would have done it a little differently. If I was in Elon Musk's shoes doing that, I would have had like a Cirque du Soleil juggler juggling those steel balls and then just dropping them one at a time onto the piece of glass. It would have been a really cool performance, and I think it would have added a lot more to the display.
Sure? Yeah. Oh my fucking god. Well, maybe that was a little too hard. It didn't go through. So that's a plus side.
Let's try the right.
Try that one? Really? Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Oh, man.
It didn't go through.
Unfortunately, that man's arm is just too strong. A professional pitcher throwing that steel ball at the glass, it never stood a chance. He could take down a fucking building with that. He's got like a little wrecking ball for an arm, and he's just throwing it at it. Yeah, there was no chance. So unfortunately, the glass cracked quite significantly, which wasn't in the script, but god damn it, Elon Musk's recovery was pretty solid. At least it didn't go through, so that's good. You're being hunted down by a major league pitcher with a steel ball in the Cybertruck. May fuck your glass up, but it ain't gonna take you down.
So you can see the truck.
This whole thing was so goddamn hype, I half expected that man to take off the helmet and it's Jeffrey Epstein underneath or something crazy like that, fucking Steve Jobs or something. But no, it was just a normal man. He was driving that ATV that looked like it was a huge paper cut hazard up into the bed to show that it can sustain big weight, stuff like that. And that's pretty much where the truck unveiling ends. I think the truck is super goofy, which makes it cool to me. And yeah, it's... what a design. Elon Musk has done it again, baby. Fuck yeah. See ya.